we went on tour in Italy, and we turned up at Rome, and now this is going to sound ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And the night before, the Pope was in there doing a gig. I don't know if he was a rock guitarist or what, but he'd been in there, and it would have been John Paul II. And at the end of the gig, about 11 o'clock, everyone goes home, and the crew break everything down, get it out, and then by 6 in the morning, they've gone, and your new crew arrives, puts their gear in. They got there, our crew, about 8 or 9 o'clock, and all their gear's still there. The Pope stuff's all still there. Now, there's no one there, no one's breaking it down, and the crew said, look, even if they come now and get it out, we haven't got time to get their stuff out and our stuff in, it can't be done. So we said to the promoter, what we're going to do? He said, don't worry, there's another theatre not far from here, it's not booked tomorrow night, we'll just move it to there, we'll be fine. And he arranged that, and we did it. What he didn't tell us, this is the weirdest gig I ever did, you know. What he didn't tell us was that the other theatre was smaller and the place had sold out. So in other words, there's thousands of people outside the gig having bought a ticket well in advance, they're there and they're saying, I've got a ticket. I said, yeah, but it's full up. I said, yeah, but I've got a ticket. I said, yeah, but it's full up. And that didn't go very well, that conversation. They went mad, they rioted, they smashed loads of windows in all the shops there. And amongst other things, they smashed one of our generators. Now on tour you have 2 generators, one for lights, one for sound. That's how it works. So we only had 1 generator. So the road crew said, look, you can have sound or you can have lights, but you can't have both. Well, I thought a concert without any sound is a bit pointless, so we've got to have sound. And so we walked out onto the stage, and there's a huge place, pitch black, and we walked out and felt our way and sat down. Well, I sat down, they stood there and plugged the guitars in, and then there were 4 to 5 flashlights, one on each face. So we got 5 ghostly faces and just blackness everywhere. Now we knew the audience were there because you could hear them, but we couldn't see a thing. And we did an entire gig that way. That was the strangest show. But the funny thing was, and this is a thing I've seen over the years, the audience loved it, even though they didn't get their lights, because they like anything weird and different, because they're thinking, no one's ever going to have seen this before.